What's up, everybody? Shauna D Man here, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are having yourselves a great week. We are back with another episode of the Auburn podcast for this channel, and Auburn completes its sweep of Ole Miss, winning 106-76, and really a just outstanding showing from the Tigers last night. Pure domination against Ole Miss. Auburn started out relatively hot. I think it's like a 14-6 run at the beginning of the game. Auburn, both teams didn't miss for a couple of minutes of the first part of the game. I think Auburn was at one point at the beginning was 6 for 6 from the field. They were just making shots. But man, what a game from Bruce Pearl and the boys last night. It was one of the things that people have been talking about the past couple of weeks is how Auburn hasn't looked like the number one team. They're winning games, but they haven't looked like the number one team because they haven't been putting teams away like they were non-conference on and most of SEC conference play where it was like at least a 20 plus win in most cases. Well, they won by a good bit tonight for sure. Everybody played outstanding, and I think we'll get into the stats here in a second, but I think Auburn finished the game shooting like 60% from the field. If Auburn shows up like this the rest of the way heading into the NCAA tournament, Auburn's going to be a hard team to beat. This is a good basketball team because we saw some of these games where they haven't really – the shooting has been kind of meh. They just haven't been playing as crisp in some aspects, but tonight definitely was that. Most of the players were in double figures. Todd Pettiford only had about 4 points, but he did what he needed to do. Still hoping that, things get clicking with him, but I think he'll be fine overall. Charles Barkley was there last night as well, and he was talking about how he was wondering if it was like a big deal to play 3 games in 3 days. He's talking about the SEC tournament, or is it better to lose early and get that extra amount of rest before in NCAA tournament, because it starts like at least I think a week after the SEC title game, and then Auburn, the SEC plays on a Sunday, and then beginning of the tournament starts that same week, I believe, and then Auburn will be the number 1 overall seed. So there's potentially that. I think maybe they'll play that Thursday or that Friday. So would it be better to give yourselves like a week rest or like 4 days or so rest? So I guess that is an interesting question, because they brought up Alabama because last year Alabama, they lost early in the SEC title and made it all the way to the Final Four. Now, again, a lot of that has to do with the matchups and the bracket they were in, because some of the teams that they were up against couldn't really hang with them. So we'll see, though. We'll see. But Auburn handles business. What more could you ask for, honestly? 106-76. They just all around a good game. But I mean, Janai Broome, he had 31 points earlier against Georgia. Back at it again with 24 points. It makes no sense why there is a conversation about who's the national player of the year. It is clearly Janai Broome. Janai Broome should clearly win this award. No disrespect to Cooper Flagg and Duke, but I mean, come on. The competition that Broome is going up against compared to Flagg, it's not even close. But Janai Broome should win it. 24 from Janai, 22 from Chad. Chad was interesting because they wasn't sure if he was going to play. He was questionable, but came out to play tonight. Both Denver and Miles gave you 13 each. And then Chaney off the bench gave you 13. And again, to Hod, just a little bit, just still working, still working. 59.6% is what Auburn ended the game with field goal percentage, and they held Ole Miss to 47. Ole Miss made some shots. Like I said, they were definitely making some shots, but Auburn was just clearly the better team last night. And so there's just, when Auburn's clicking like this, it is definitely hard to beat this team. And when they are locked in defensively, it's very hard to score a bucket. But man, so 59.6% from the field, 11 to 21. Not bad. 52% from 3-point range. Free throws, 81%, but you can do better than that. Auburn can definitely do better than that. Rebounds, 33. They definitely dominated the boards for sure. Offensively, defensively, they handle business as per usual. Steals that fell into Ole Miss's category. Blocks, 8 blocks for Auburn. We haven't really seen that many blocks as of late when it comes to some of these games that Auburn have played. But yeah, points in the paint, 44 to 30. Fouls were about even, so you could probably say it was a pretty fairly called game. And then Auburn's biggest lead was 33. Like, they just handled business. I mean, what more can I say about it? They just did what they needed to. And now they get ready to travel to Kentucky on Saturday, which Kentucky's playing, I believe, Oklahoma, or they played Oklahoma last night. I don't remember who won that game, but that's going to be a tough test right there for sure. Because, but I feel like Auburn's won at Rupp Arena in the past with Bruce Pearl. I can't think of the year it happened, but I feel like they did. But man, we are getting close. I mean, we got Saturday and then next week, and then we are done with the regular season. Auburn, more than likely, I think you would need Alabama to lose again. So I think I know they play. Who does Alabama? Let's see. Alabama. They played last night. They beat Mississippi State, Alabama. So okay. So you need Alabama to lose to either Tennessee or Florida, and then I think depending on which one, I think Auburn will lock up the SEC regular season against when the game comes around to go to Texas A&M. At least I think that's right. Well, I mean, a lot can still happen for sure. Because as of right now, when it comes to the SEC, so yeah, Florida's behind 3 games. They lost to Georgia on Tuesday night. Alabama's 2 games behind, but Auburn does have the head-to-head. But I would feel better if Alabama loses at least one more game. Everybody else, you're not concerned about. Like you're more than likely going to finish with the regular season title unless you just collapse against Kentucky, against Texas A&M, and against Alabama. And then in that situation, depending on what happens with I think the Alabama and Florida game, one of those two could potentially get the regular season title. So again, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. Still a lot of stuff to get through before we even get to that point. But right now, Auburn, they're sitting in a really good spot in regards to potentially clinching the number one, or not only just the number one seed in the SEC tournament, but also winning the regular season title as well. So, and then as far as bracketology goes, this was updated on Tuesday. I don't know if anything's changed as much. Auburn's still in the South region. So as of right now, it will be Creighton or Gonzaga and around the 32. And then you could potentially in Atlanta. Or you see. So because like the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8, I believe, are in Atlanta. And so you potentially get to the Sweet 16, you could be playing Oregon or Arizona. Who's the 3 seed? Kentucky. Who's the 10 seed? Vanderbilt. Okay. So your bracket is interesting, or at least Auburn's side of portion of it is, because like again, you should be able to get out of the round of 64, round of 32. Gonzaga, that could be a little tricky depending on how things go. But if you get past them, get to the Sweet 16, you get to Atlanta, and then you have to play, either Oregon or Arizona. But if you get out of that, go to the Elite 8, could potentially play Kansas, Memphis, Michigan State. So, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, got to take it one game at a time, though. Can't look ahead whatsoever for sure. But all right, guys, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to do a quick little recap video for Auburn's win against Ole Miss last night. If you're new to the channel, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Tell me what you thought about the game. How far do you think Auburn's going to go in the NCAA tournament? But other than that, guys, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Y'all have a good one.